Okay, people, today we're going to talk about what to expect when you are on a plane and want to come to Estonia. So, Efia, what would you recommend to pack and what to not to take with you when you're traveling?
So I think it's very important that you pack things you actually need for the moment, not things that you think you will need. I don't know if you understand me. Don't pack so many clothes if you're from a tropical region, but if you're from temperate regions or colder regions, then it's okay. And don't pack a lot of shoes, I think, like heels and stuff. Just maybe flats and boots that you can walk around in. And pack things that you really miss in your country. If you're African, I suggest you bring your own spices and maybe things you will actually like to put in your food or stuff like that. I would suggest.
So, after arriving in Estonia, tell us about the first impression, the airport. How did you get around there?
So for me, this is my personal opinion. I thought the airport was really beautiful. Like the terminal was carpeted and it was just so soft and it had this clean vibe to it. It wasn't so crowded. It was just neat, clean. You could see anything and everything, and it was really beautiful. They even had this small playground-ish thing for kids, and it was just really nice. And the only thing I found a little bit worrying was it was a little hard to find my way outside the airport because not so many people were willing to speak with me because they didn't speak so much English, so it was difficult on that part.
Did they not have any signs in the airport? Maybe you could have followed.
I think there was exit. There was there, but finding the bus station was quite difficult for me. But now they've renovated parts of the airport, so maybe it's better. And on the first day, I was really nervous, so even if the signs were there, I couldn't find them because I was really scared I was gonna miss my bus. So yeah.
So, how did you purchase your bus ticket and how much did it cost?
So from Tallinn to Tartu, I bought Lux Express ticket, and I believe it was 12 euros or 10 euros at that time. But I bought my ticket online before I got to Tartu. There is also the possibility of you buying your ticket in the bus, and there are different tickets. You could have a discounted ticket if you have an ISIC card. If you are youth below 26, you can have a discount. If you're a student as well, you could have a discount. If you're disabled, you have a discount, and they have a lot of discounts. So, but you could buy your tickets online, and I recently saw that you could buy your bus tickets at the entrance of when you return after you've getting out of the airport. There's a board where you could buy your tickets from there and get your.
It's like a vending machine for tickets, basically.
Yeah.
It's like an automated ticket purchasing system. Yes. So, how long was the ride to Tartu?
It was, if I believe, 2 hours and 30 minutes. But some buses take shorter time. Some are express and some are just the normal times. I think you could also come with a train. If you could find your train station, you could come with the train.
Definitely don't come with a train. It will be a real pain to actually go find it in Tallinn. So it's a lot easier to actually take the bus that also stops at the airport and go straight to Tartu. One of my questions that I wanted to ask, you said that there are discounts that you can take, but if you're a new basically the first time you enter Tartu, how do you don't have like an Isaac card or anything? How do you prove that you're a student, or how do you get your discount if you're under 26? Do you just show your passport?
For me, I actually had an Isaac card. I signed up for the Isaac card, got it before I came to Tartu, so I could show my Isaac card. But in some countries, for your bank cards, you could also pick an Isaac card for your bank cards. I don't know if it's only in Estonia, but then I think in some countries they do that, so you can use that card as well.
So after the 2.5 hour ride, you finally arrive in Tartu. How did you manage to find your dorm? Where was it located? Was it easy to reach?
So if you're coming to Tartu from Tallinn, I would advise you get off at the Tartu coach station, go directly to the bus station, don't make any stops. What helped me was someone came to pick me up from the bus station, so it was all good for me. If you know somebody already in the university in Tartu, you could ask them for help. But if you don't know anybody, it's not really difficult. You could, if you have internet and you have a smartphone, you could put in the address of the dorm and then you can find it. It's really not far from the bus station. It's probably 6-7 minutes, maximum 10 minutes walk. Or you could also pick a taxi.
So you arrived at your dorm. What was the first thing you needed to do to sign in?
So if you get your dorm forms, if you get your dorm spots, the letter to confirm that you have the position in the dorm, they give you instructions. And they will tell you to go to Ratuse, I believe. Before it was Narva, but now I think it was not Ratuse. But they will tell you the place. You go there, there's like a service desk, an info desk. You just go there, you tell them you're a new student, show them your letter, they will give you the key, and then that's it. And they will ask you if you want bedding as well, if you want like a bed sheet and stuff like that, and towels. So I didn't have any, so I took one. So if you have one, you can say it's okay.
Do they cost like extra or something?
Yeah, I think they did.
So how did you like your dorm? What was it like?
So for my dorm, it was really nice. I liked it. It was neat, it was clean, and I chose the option of sharing my dorm. Basically, the dorms inside is kind of like two apartments, and then you share a kitchen and a bathroom and toilet. So you have one room having 2 small beds with a closet and some shelves and 2 separate tables and chairs. And they are the same for the other one. And then so 4 people basically share the apartment and 2 people share a room. But you can decide to pick the whole room, or you can select another option of having the whole apartment to yourself.
So how much is the cost difference if you want to take a separate room or a shared room?
So paying for one place, one bed in the 4-room is 80 euros. So yeah, a month 80 euros minus utilities. Utilities come later. But I think if you want the whole room to yourself is I think 220 euros or somewhere of that sort. I am not so sure because I left the dorm, so it would be much better to check the hostel website for the prices.
Was it close to your study department? How was it to move around?
One thing is Tartu is basically the university campus. There is not one particular campus site like in my bachelor's where all the dorms and all the faculties are at one place. In Tartu, you have separate faculties at different locations. For my department, it was about 15 minutes walk to the dorm, and most of them are like that, except the Faculty of Medicine and the Science and Technology department. I think that is a little bit farther.
So yeah, basically Tartu is a campus city, and most of the study departments are located near downtown and also the dorms. So it's they're pretty close by. But when you have to walk a certain distance between classes, then it might be hard to have all your stuff with you and just run up the hills like every time. But yeah, how did you personally get around Tartu?
From class to dorm, I walked all the time. But now there is this shared bicycle system, and to get around in Tartu, you could buy a bus card and use it to take a bicycle and move around so easily.
But tell me about the buses. Like, are there any difference in bus schedules and buses in general compared to your country?
So much differences. In my country, there is no bus run system, especially government oriented. It's basically anybody can have a bus and run with it. But in Tartu, the city has buses, and every bus has a different line that it goes to different parts, and it works with time. Most buses move every 10 or 30 minutes or something like that. And is long, is beautiful, basically is very, very neat, and it's easy to use. You can find the bus map and the schedule at the bus stations, at the bus stops, and you can know what time the bus is leaving from the bus station and where it is going.
How much does the bus ticket cost nowadays? I don't really use my bus myself, so I don't know. I think there's some kind of electronic system now.
Yeah. The best thing I think to do is when you buy the bus card, which is like €2, you can connect it to your residence permit card. That way it's personalized for you. So if you're a student and you want to buy the tickets, you can buy a discounted ticket for a month and up to, I think, 3 months. And the month it was €7.50 or something like that. Yeah, but if you're not a student, it's €15, almost €16. So, yeah, students.
So where do you buy that card and connect
Yeah, so you can buy it at Estonia is kiosk, but in English it's kiosk.
It's a kiosk.
Yeah, so you can buy it at kiosk. They are basically around. If you get to Tartu bus station, there is one inside the bus station, so you can just purchase it when you arrive and then do that.
So, how did you like the city in general, the overall look of it?
Tartu is peaceful, is really beautiful. It's a small place, so if you're a big city person, you might be a little bit disappointed. But it's very nature-oriented, it's peaceful. You could walk basically anywhere and everywhere, and it's not difficult to get lost. Yeah.
Not difficult?
Yeah, it's not difficult. If you get lost, you get lost by yourself because you wanted to get lost. You can find anything, just walk towards the center and you're there. And I like the fact that it's not so crowded, and you can have your personal space all you want because you have it.
So Tartu has a lot of students because of the university, and there are a lot of really young people on the streets. So a lot of the times it's really fun to be in the downtown at the evenings, at nights, and all this stuff. Yeah. So definitely check it out. We will talk about it in our next video. So yeah, for this time, take care.